Hi everyone. So back from going on at saw Star Wars: Force Awakens the second time, still just awesome as the last. And now that I've seen it twice, probably see it at least one other time before I'm done. It's time to start doing some actual post Force Awakens Star Wars videos. Tour spots. I talked about the record-breaking weekend, which has been adjusted by way of 247,528 million, so it broke all the box office records for the opening weekend anyway. And I did my top 5 best moments from The Force Awakens, in my opinion. Plus, I did a canon episode dealing with the canon of Star Wars: The Force Awakens and Star Wars universe as a whole. But now it's time to go back into a bit more of the swing. The movie's been out for a couple days, and in this, obviously, spoilers on any video I do from time being until the movie is actually out on video. It's spoilers usually on any video I do. Now, the question obviously for this video is, what did we learn about Snoke? Did we actually learn who Snoke was? And the quick answer to that is no, we did not. In fact, we more or less don't know anything about him apart from what he looks like and a bit of, and I mean the most simplest bit of the history that took place during Return of the Jedi to The Force Awakens. So, what did we find out about Snoke? Well, Snoke rose to power in the First Order at some point, we don't know when, between Episode 6 and Episode 7. Now, to guess where he rose to power, that all depend on the, and again, spoilers in this spoilers in the video here, the birth of Ben Solo, Han and Leia's son. All depends on his birth. When was he born? What part of the timeline? Because this is 30 years later, and he looks probably in his early 20s, well, mid-20s, like 25, 27-ish. He looks around there. So he was probably born only a couple years after after the Return of the Jedi. Went to train with Luke, was seduced by Snoke, and then it's led to believe he killed all the other pupils of Luke, except for maybe one, which will be talked about in a different video. And then Luke went into hiding, and now they're searching for Luke, and he's now the apprentice of Snoke. So he must have rose to power fairly soon after the collapse of the Empire, probably within the span of 5 to 10 years. Then got his grips on Ben Solo and manipulated him. But the question is, who is this guy in the long run, and where does he come from? All we know is Snoke manipulated him. He's extremely skilled in the dark side, and he's a very scarred individual. That image we saw of Snoke going around that looked like Darth Plagueis and all that stuff, which we'll get to the whole Plagueis thing in a little bit in the video, but that looked like him, which was basically a play off of fan art of Plagueis. That's not him at all. No, because I can't put a thumbnail of him because there's no thumbnail that exists of him right now unless it was bootlegged out of the theater. And it wouldn't be fair to me to do that anyway because that'd be a spoiler anyway. No, but he's very old looking. He looks very frail. When we see him in the movie, he looks huge. He's like 30 feet tall, but it turns out it's a hologram of him. But he's still probably tall and large. He's covered head to toe in scars. He's got scars in his mouth. Part of his jaw, on I believe his left hand side, is missing. So he's just got this gaping, almost Jonah Hex like. He's got this crook where it looks like a lightsaber hit him. So this guy has seen some crap. This guy has taken a lot of abuse in his time. Apart from that, though, we know that he's extremely powerful on the dark side. Now, is he a Sith? It doesn't lean one way or the other. Just know that he's a powerful dark side user. It's entirely possible he's a Sith. Because let's go to the Darth Plagueis theory. People were theorizing that Snoke, given everything we're maybe hearing and justifying, and I did a video on it. You can check in the playlist below. In fact, I'll even just put a link in the description for that video, for this video. Is he Plagueis? I went on the theory after going by everything we're looking at right now. that he may very well be Plagueis. In fact, I leaned towards the whole Plagueis theory. I do. And after watching the movie, coming out of it, I'm not unconvinced that he's not Plagueis. In fact, I'm not necessarily more convinced. The only thing that convinces me maybe more that he is Plagueis is the fact that he is so withered and just injured. Plagueis, as we know, for those of us who do know the lore, was the master of Sidious, Emperor Palpatine. And that when Palpatine was telling the story of Plagueis in Revenge of the Sith, he claimed to have killed his master in his sleep. As the novel put it, which is no longer canon, but still, what the novel put, it's he ripped off his respirator because he was injured at the point he needed that to breathe. Ripped off his respirator, poisoned him, beat him, force lightning him, and lightsabered him to death. And he makes it, funny. He could save anyone else but himself. But who's to say he didn't save himself? He looks like a guy who survived a lot, like maybe an assassination attempt by his pupil. And Plagueis was a master of manipulating life from nothingness, to create life, to manipulate life, to extend his own life. This looks like a guy who is far older than he probably should be. Now, that being said, oh god, what's the name of the clan? The species Plagueis is supposed to be is the Banking Clan, not Nemoidian. That's the other guys. It's the Trade Federation guys. Oh god, 1 second. I know it's the Banking Clan. Why can't I remember the name? Okay, Darth Plagueis. 1 second. I thought I could remember it, but Darth Plagueis. The tragedy of Darth Plagueis. Anyway, Darth Plagueis. I don't need the tragedy. I would just need Darth Plagueis. Anywho, Darth Plagueis. Okay, come on, where are... Moon. Immune, that's it, Immune. That's the name of the species. Very long, very elongated heads. You can see them in this Force Awakens, not Force Awakens, you can see them in Episode 2, actually, you can see them in. And in the Clone Wars, you can see them in as well. And he does not look like Immune. He does not look like one. But that's not to say because things got a little retconned, but with the new canon, you could make him Plagueis. You could. There's nothing saying you can't make him Plagueis. Also, apparently, because I wasn't paying. It's been a while. I watched Revenge of the Sith a little while ago, but I wasn't paying attention to the music particularly to identify it. Apparently, in the scenes with Snoke, at least like the first or second time we see him in the hologram, it's this Plagueis music from Revenge of the Sith playing in there. So, hint maybe? Possible. But really, all we know about him is that he's powerful in the dark side to the point where he hasn't even finished Kylo Ren's training in the movie. And he goes, by the end of it, he says he can finish, he's going to time to him to complete his training, which means he's fully realized the dark side in himself, that he's a master of the dark side, so why aren't you a Sith? JJ came out and said that neither Ren's not a Sith, that's for certain, and that Snoke was not a Sith. But who's to say that's not true? Who's to say that it's J.J. Abrams? He loves pulling the wool over our eyes. If he can do it well, of course, which some movies he can. This movie, I think he did well pulling the wool over our eyes for the most part, and Darkness, he didn't do such a good job. But we also did not see him actually using the Force at all. We never see him using the Force at all, except maybe for communication, and even then he's using a hologram. So really, all he does is say, "Have you sensed it?" So he sensed the Force at one point. So we know almost nothing apart from what he actually looks like, and the most minute background between Revenge of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, and Force Awakens. Obviously, we will learn more about this character as time goes on, because that would be silly if we don't learn anything more. We're going to more than likely see him and Luke square off, because they are clearly the two most powerful Force users in the galaxy at the moment, in the galaxy and the universe, really. Well, no, they say galaxy, so galaxy and universe are two different things. And yeah, galaxy. Point being, they're the two most powerful Force users in the galaxy, more than likely. Luke is, and Snoke is. Now, again, the question, is he Darth Plagueis? I'm not unconvinced that he's not Darth Plagueis. A lot of people are not unconvinced that he's not Darth Plagueis. He could still very well be Darth Plagueis. But it's still debatable. If he's not Darth Plagueis, I'm not going to shed any tears over. It's like, why is he not Darth Plagueis? He's supposed to be Darth Plagueis. I'm not going to do that. I mean, he's not Darth Plagueis. Fine. He's just the new evil guy. That's fine. But I'm still leaning towards, yeah, he's Darth Plagueis. So, with that being said, well, what is his ultimate? I mean, his ultimate goal is to take out Luke and basically have the dark side rule in the long run. But does he have any other? Does he have any other motive? Because Han at one point says to Kylo Ren and Ben Solo that he's just going to use you. He's just using you. When he's done with you, he'll throw you away. Which is kind of like the Emperor, which is not quite the same as what the most Sith do. Most Sith is like, master and apprentice, one to embody the power, one to crave it, so pass it down and pass it down. If that is true, the motivation for Snoke is maybe just to kill Luke and then be rid of his apprentice so he doesn't try to betray him again, maybe? Because apparently, as Andy Serkis put it, he's a damaged guy. He's got a lot of scars. He's been betrayal, too. Andy Serkis came out saying the character's been betrayed, so he's got that air about him. Who do we know is betrayed by his apprentice? Darth Plagueis, baby. It's still very much possible that he's not Darth Plagueis, but I'm actually not convinced he's not Darth Plagueis. I still think he's Darth Plagueis. I still think that for some reason he's Darth Plagueis, even if he's not immune. He's still Darth Plagueis, I think. But that's really all we learned about Snoke. He's very large, he's very scarred, he's a powerful dark side user, and he trained Kylo Ren. Apart from that, we don't really know anything else about him, except for those. Oh man, sorry. Wow, I apologize. I'll tell you what. I had like a scoop of peanut butter because I was just in the mood for something sweet, and it's coming back on me right now. So, yeah. But we're gonna see more of his background probably in the next one, episode 8, whatever that title may be, and then see the final confrontation in episode 9. Whether Luke lives through episode 9, I don't think he does live through episode 9. I'm certain he lives through episode 8, but not 9. We'll see what happens. I'm certain Snoke will probably fall in episode 9 as well. Or Benicio del Toro is supposed to be coming in as a villain for episode 8, so is it possible Snoke bites it and then we get the new real bad guy in episode 8? I don't really think so on that. I think we're going to stick with Snoke throughout the series. I heard a lot of people say Benicio del Toro could be like a bounty hunter character. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, I could also see him kind of like as a Grand Admiral Thrawn-esque character, or even a different Force user type character. But whatever we get, it's Benicio del Toro in a Star Wars movie as a villain. That's pretty sweet. So I'll do a whole different video on that another day in time. Excuse me. In fact, I'll probably save that for later down the road when we actually get Force, whatever the title is. In fact, honestly, not to sidetrack, I've said all I can about Snoke, really. The fact that the movie is only a year and a half away, coming out in like May of next year, we'll probably get the title in a couple months for episode 8, I just realized. Wow. And we'll probably get our first Rogue One trailer it'll be attached to Captain America Civil War. That's what it's going to be. Because it's Disney, both Disney owned, and it would be in the right timestamp to our timetable. It would be about, comes out in May. That one comes out in December. It'd be about 7 months out. Teaser trailer, easy. Yeah, it'd be the perfect time to be putting out a Civil War trailer. So, yeah, it's interesting to see where everything's going to be going up until this point. Or up until this point and going on until the next movie. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you'd like us to review something, put it in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. So tomorrow I got a Who Would Win to do. I also got some stuff I need to do during the day. But that's the only video I really got to do tomorrow. And I'll have another Star Wars video up probably Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas itself. I'll still be doing videos around Christmas, but it will be slowing around. And I should say, this Who Would Win, I've been debating which one to go with. I think I'll actually save the other one for next week, because the other one's a Star Wars based one, but I want to be a little seasonal and festive, so we're doing the Krampus versus Santa Claus. Merry Christmas, folks. Later.